Hello. Today's review is After the Fall. And do I recommend it? Not at its current price. If it goes on sale, I'd recommend it a little bit more, but as it is, it's only got like 5 levels and 6 guns, which is a little on the short side. You can like complete the whole thing in like 3 hours if you get everything done on the first go. The first level is like a series of arcades and abandoned buildings. It's mostly like a trainings ground. If memory serves correct, they got overrun, and like canonically, there's like a team somewhere in that region that we're excavating. You don't actually meet them, but you know that's just a little backstory that we were told. Is that somebody bit off too much to handle, and I think they either died or like they were just like cowering somewhere in the level. This place is just like quarantined off because it's like really overrun, and only like advanced runners, quote unquote, go there. Even though they let us go there. Union Tower had like a generator malfunction that we had to sort out. And the relay tower is a spoiler, so you don't worry about that. The whole thing, like I said, is only like roughly about 3 hours long. There is PvP with the Thunderdome, but most people don't really like being recorded without permission, and the likelihood that I actually get a whole server's worth of permission, very unlikely. So we're gonna stick with the PvE section of this game. The next little thing, I'm gonna jump over to the weapons crafting center. Upon completion of each level, or on the original completion, you are gifted a weapon schematic. That's level 1, level 2, I think that's level 3, I think a shotgun's level 4, and no, that is 3. Those 2 are 4, and that one is 5. So far, I really like these 2 right here. That's why they're already in my belt. The shotgun is nice. However, it only has 1 round ever. You can't even slap it down on the weapons crafting center and then, like, say, go to magazine because there are no others. That's a slight disappointment. But highly customizable otherwise, though. Like, you got barrels, you got sights. Granted, only 1 grip, but most of these have like little things. You can even paint it. I didn't paint mine. I forgot to. This one's a pain in the ass because you fire once, right, and then you gotta machine gun's pretty nice though. Weapons could make nicer sounds, but otherwise are pretty good. Feel pretty nice. Progression is a little slow. You have to play the levels over and over again, find little discs that you insert to machines like this in the safe houses on the level, and then you get different stuff. But getting the parts you actually want is a pain in the ass because they're at random. The next part I kind of wanted to complain about while I was out in the field. So the biggest complaint I actually have about this game is that it was like heavily implied that this was basically going to be Left 4 Dead. And like, I can definitely see that they were inspired, but like, they shouldn't have so heavily suggested that it was going to be Left 4 Dead. Because my biggest disappointment is that there aren't alternate routes. There's one route. You take the same route every single time. Some little details, like you might get one of these guys, which would otherwise be called a boomer, but here they're called an eater. You know, sometimes you get them here, sometimes you get them out there, sometimes you get them up there. Sometimes this frozen fuck is over here, sometimes he's over there, sometimes he's over in the corner. But it's always the same route every single time. Which is like, you know, it's fine, I guess. But like, the crowds are also always there every single time. Those are also quite scripted. Which is kind of a pain in the ass because, like, part of the fun of the old Left 4 Dead was that you could, like, open a door and sometimes there was, like, a giant wave just sitting there, just like, hi, we were waiting for you. And sometimes you would open a door and it would just be empty, like here, right? You'd just be sitting there all tensely, like, where the fuck? Where the fuck? But you don't really get that here, because like every door you open, you know, every single time, some asshole's definitely going to be there. And that's why I'm able to just prep this. Find the crowd. Boop. And like, again, don't get me wrong, serviceable. It's a fun game, especially when you got friends. When you got friends, so lonely.
Found a booster.
No, nobody ever just wants to be filmed, so
All good.
always got to do these things alone. But fuck was I saying? Yeah, a whole lot of the same though, over and over and over again, as you just try to find these little discs so you can get better weapon attachments. No alternate routes, which suck. But the one thing I actually really wanted to be here is the witch. She always made the alternate routes that much more fun, because every time you'd open a door, you're like straining to hear off in the distance. Is there going to be a little knowing that, like, oh, okay, not this way, let's that way. Unless you have the firepower, in which you're like, okay, bitch, what's up? I do miss those moments. That's what like really drew me to this game, was I was really hoping for like all of that, and you know, it's a little more cookie cutter and a little less roguelite, if that makes sense. Otherwise though, like, I do enjoy it. It is serviceable. I do have fun shooting monsters, especially when I have my friends here with me. Sometimes this is a little pain in the ass. Levels are pretty well designed. I would like to be able to just fall. They usually kind of teleport you down to the bottom. That bothers me a little bit. It's same with Arizona Sunshine, which, speaking of Arizona Sunshine, there's quite literally more content in Arizona, and I'd actually heavily recommend playing that instead of this, if I had to be 100% honest. Hold still, Jimmy. Hold still, Jimmy. Stupid ass computers. But yeah, that's my review.
I can see again.
It's kind of weird that they're all like mostly naked, but it does kind of half make sense, because apparently hyperthermia gives you a sensation of warmth right before death, and that lots of people who have died from hypothermia have been known to strip before they die, so to a certain degree I guess that makes sense. Anyway, not the point. Hope you had fun, hope you enjoyed. Hope this was helpful, and hope you have a good one. Take care.